This is the side sill for ASL-100. They're numbered from 1, by our numbering, we're numbering them from 1 to 8. 1 and 8 are the outside ones, and the other 6 are on the inside. This is southern yellow pine, 100 years old before it even started out life in the mill in the Bates Mill in Lewiston, and then it came here, and we have put it sitting on the bolsters and put it up in place, which define this side, and this is virtually done. There are some rivets along the side which are bolting another piece to the inside, a cab support piece, which we can see later on. On the other side is another one that looks exactly the same way, which was put on. The ends had to be shaped especially with tenons that then fitted into here. This whole thing is just a great big wooden frame which is held together by mortises and tenons. This is the end frame, which is actually tenon to all of the longitudinal sills, numbers, well, number 1 through 8. Then under here is what I call the pilot support beam, the pilot being the cow catcher, is what some people have say, and it's bolted to this. And then under here is what I call the coupler support beam, and this hole is for an air pipe to come through. These are all bolted together by long bolts that we made here in the shop, following the pattern that was on the other. The coupler is spaced out on these blocks because the pilot is way out here to keep things out from under the car, so that's why these are here. This is the mount for the coupler, the knuckle coupler, which would then fasten on to whatever cars they were pulling with this. We have that out because it's in the way and it's just awfully heavy. We haven't put it up yet. Interestingly enough, the way this locomotive is held together is these 2 truss rods, what I call them, or just rods of some kind, and they go all the way through 30 feet or more to the other end of the locomotive and come out the other end with nuts on them and another casting just exactly like this. Well, one of the challenges we had was to get the beam, the end sill, to fit over the tenons. It was very stiff. The tenons were just exactly right and maybe not lining up quite right. So what we did is we put the other end together like this, and then up here we put blocks on, and we forced, by tightening up on these screws, we forced this in. It didn't take any hammering or anything else, and it just slipped in quite nicely. We were wondering if it would make it, but it has. It's pulled up very well. We also had to level up everything, so now you can see this is the deck of the locomotive is ready for decking. But the reason we haven't put anything in there is because we need to work underneath, and we need to have light, we need to have a little access to reach down for the wires and the piping and so forth. So this is now all together. The entire frame of the locomotive is together, and we're now working underneath. A lot is complaining about this background